is so high on this kid.
Up next, the Clippers taking on the Bulls. For the Clippers, kind of a seesaw affair over the last 10 games. But this team feels they are better than a 500 team. They look to tip that balance with a win here. Bulls, Clippers, up next. Back in a moment. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. With Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge on the sideline. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Leonard.
And guys, this effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Harrell in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Chicago, White and Levine team up in the backcourt. Then it's Wendell Carter, and it's Best in at the 4 slot. A lot of trade rumors beginning to swirl now, Brent. Several teams out there trying to add talent, and sometimes it comes at the expense of team chemistry.
It can, and I think teams who are very, very aware of their potential to be into the playoffs are careful to tinker with that. If they know they're going to have an opportunity to play in the postseason, the additions that they have to make, Kevin, they have to understand that that player coming in is great for us, but how is it that that player comes in? Who does it affect in our locker room?
Or they make a trade or don't make a trade because they're worried about team chemistry and how it'll be affected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But again, I'll go back to an addition sometimes into a locker room with just that talent may affect the talent you already have. And if you're really cognizant of that fact, sometimes not making the deal is the best deal to make.
Paul George with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. Leonard with no one around. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Well, Kawhi does damage from the mid-range and from the inside and gets challenged to make threes, but he can do that too.
And again, Chicago turns it over. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. It's a 3-point game. Now Leonard. 11 points for him in that last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
You can't forget about all those well-timed swipes either. His timing on the defensive end was simply sublime.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. After the miss from Reggie Jackson, Best passes to Carter. Great D that time from Harrell.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with Doc Rivers for a minute. This will be the first game this season against this team. He knows they're great rim protectors, but he doesn't want his guys to back down. He told them, push the action, stay confident. You may get one sent back. Don't let that deter you at all. So, Kevin, they're going to keep trying to be aggressive all game.
Thanks, David. That's great information. We'll see if they've devised a strategy, Greg, that can get them out early.
Right. Facing such a disruptive defense poses challenges, but coach seems on it.
Yeah, I feel like the plan is there. They just got to match their opponent's intensity level.
George, that's a 2-pointer. Rebound by Best.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
Back to Levine. Down low to halt the run. Just 5 on the clock. From deep. And again, Chicago. No good.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
And Harrell slams it in.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And as long as
we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at the Clippers. Here in the middle of the regular season, they've been able to get the 4th best record in the conference.
You know, for Los Angeles, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they'd hope they'd be, but they're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture.
And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Here's Best. The Clippers getting the bucket. And White kicks to Levine. And there's the pass to Best. Here's Hutchison. Great D that time from Leonard. Pass to Harrell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
About Montrezl Harrell and the type of energy and effort that he brought last year to this team to help solidify, I guess, most of the culture piece of what Steve Ballmer wants this franchise to be about. That's playing hard, playing with energy, and having some enthusiasm for the competition. Montrezl Harrell wraps all those things up pretty nicely in the way he plays.
And here are the Clippers now, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Leonard. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. White the pass to Levine. Passes it to Best. Back to Levine. Pass to Best. Bulls moving the ball around. Connects from 3-point range. And Montrezl Harrell, Brent, beloved in the locker room.
Well, he's beloved because every night when you go out on the floor with him, you know what you're going to get. A guy who is incredibly competitive, passionate, knows his role, and plays with a physical presence that he doesn't shy away from anybody that's on the floor. That's infectious.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Bulls shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. That's good from Carter.
Tremendous amount of excitement around the Clippers right now, and why not? 2 elite players that can play both sides of the floor. They were already talented and scrappy. You just wonder if this group, with some of the additions and subtractions, can come together in the same way that last year's group showed the type of cohesion that a team that wants to perform at elite levels needs to do.
Morris with the bucket.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
Here's Best. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte. Carter against Harrell. Here's Best. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Brent, over the last few years, the Clippers have had to replace true stars.
Pretty amazing with Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, and Blake Griffin not being in Clipper uniforms, how the organization has turned it around in such a short span to have the opportunity that it has in front of them now to go further than what those 3 guys provided for so many years in Los Angeles.
They get it back.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Back to Jackson. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Jackson. 7 points for Marcus Morris.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Levine, good.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Jackson. 17 points in his last outing. Leonard with the bucket. Leonard's got 11.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
Talent coming from everywhere these days, Brent, including the developmental league. Now here's Harrell. 5 points in the game. Outside, George. The pass to Williams. Now here is Morris. Guarded by Best. Pass to Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Passes it to Harrell. From deep three-point range. Rebound by Best. Best's got 6 rebounds now in the game. White and Levine team up in the backcourt. And it's Gafford in its center. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Here's Best. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Now here's Jackson. Outside, George. Harrell trying to free himself up. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Now, Paul George ready to shoot as soon as he caught it. Quick release there.
And there's the call on Lou Williams. That is his first foul of the game. Clippers on defense. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points. To the right side. Here's Best. And it's good off the back rim and in. And here is Williams. 17 points for him last game against Minnesota. Launches it. Rebound by Best. Best's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. White the pass to Best. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And the basket by Hutchison.
Kind of like playing in the rec league, little to no defense on that possession, and the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
Williams scanning the floor. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
Kind of rare to see any player have this much of a struggle from the field. To still have the lead shows how resilient they are as a complete team.
And a solid playmaker, White has a great sense for when he should look to give it up.
Here's Jackson after the Bulls pick up 2. And the wide open shot from Morris. Los Angeles with another miss.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Best, guarded by Jackson. Pass to Levine. That shot missing, and it's the Clippers taking it the other way, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, they couldn't do it in that one. Always a step slow in closing out the shooters and maybe even recognition of who was on the floor. Just not enough energy, and that's a tough way to win on the road.
And here are the Clippers now. The Bulls getting the bucket. And George, here we go.
What great body control there. George, tremendous athlete, takes the hit, and he makes that one count. 2 years ago, Paul George and his curious travels about where he was going to land in terms of free agency made his way back to Oklahoma City. And a lot of people were wondering why he made that choice. Then a year later, at the behest of Kawhi Leonard, a trade goes down where Paul George ends up back in Los Angeles with the Clippers. You talk about a two-way threat along with Kawhi Leonard. What an unbelievable wing combination the Clippers have with these two.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Leonard's checked in, and George kicks to Harrell. He dishes it to Leonard. The 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. Leonard's got 19 points. And with George last year, easily his best season as a pro in every measurable way.
You wonder in the next couple of seasons here, Kevin, if we're going to see the best of Paul George. Again, coming off that gruesome leg injury, him finding his form last year for Oklahoma City. A lot of talk about even Paul George being considered as an MVP candidate, and rightly so. Now back in Los Angeles with Kawhi Leonard. What a terrific duo they have.
Paul George. That's his first personal foul.
Chicago shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
First free throw is good. Seems like nearly everyone, Brent, can shoot the 3. Records being broken every year. How long do you think this age of shooting is going to last?
The tipping point, I'm not sure where that is, but the fact that the Houston Rockets in the past 2 seasons have done what it is that they've done, shooting more 3s than 2s for 2 consecutive seasons, is just a mind-boggling thing for me, Kevin. I think.
But where has it gotten?
Well, I think that we're kind of at
the tipping
maximum.
point.
I think we are at the tipping point. I don't know how much more you can do, but the teams that are seeing those other teams having success with it are trying to emulate it.
They are.
Without the talent that you have. So the next few years are going to be interesting to see how it is or where it is that a transformative player maybe brings the game back towards inside the three-point line, or what strategies change to create even more three-point shots.
4 on the clock. Here's Best. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Now here's Levine. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Best passes to Murray. Over Morris. Murray, no good. So the Bulls, their last game, a win against Charlotte.
Well, they came into that game looking to be physical, looking to control the boards, and they succeeded.
Well, the last time it was about feeding off of the glass and getting rebounds to ignite the offense, and that came up big for them. Great opportunities to get out and run.
Here's White, following the basket by Marcus Morris. And it's White missing. Los Angeles leading by 20. The 3 from George. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
You know, always talk about the first 2 steps in transition, and Paul George out quick and decisively that time.
Best passes to Hutchison. Good work defensively by Morris. Los Angeles has gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Chicago called for the foul.
And wow.
7 seconds left in the second quarter. Stolen by Satoransky. Oh, and he got it!
Did that beat the buzzer, Kevin?
Yes!
Wow.
Yes!
Oh, incredible buzzer beater there, guys. This crowd is going wild.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. The Clippers on top, up 19. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, you would hope the defense at least would start to consider creeping up on him just a little bit.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and there's Jackson, and it's Harrell in at the center position. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Dishes to Leonard. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 8th assist here tonight. Chicago's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Carter down low. Harrell on him. Levine looking around. Shot clock at 6. Over in the corner, White. And the Bulls, another 3.
An assertive offensive player. White knows he has the green light to rise and fire.
Jackson against White. A floater rejected by Best. Top of the key, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Outside Jackson. Here's George. Rebound by the Bulls. Best's got 14 rebounds tonight. Going after. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. Here's Best. Out to White. Bulls moving the ball around. A nice shot by Carter. Carter's got 15 points.
Well, great start. Check that box. They've made their first 4 shots, guys, and the offense looking very fluid right now.
On the wing, Morris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And that's 15 points for Marcus Morris.
Just looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Outside, Levine. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Levine against George. Harrell, count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Harrell's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Bulls trail by 20. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. And it's Carter missing.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Jackson with the bounce pass. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Jackson. Leonard's got 23 points.
Steady strides in Kawhi Leonard being more and more comfortable as the go-to scorer for this team.
To the paint, it's deflected. Here we go, one-on-one. And then George with the jam.
Paul George dunk contest? He's maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
The pass to Carter. Kicks it to Levine. Here's Best, covered by Morris. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Marcus Morris picks one up there. The Bulls have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. Lou Williams is checked in for Los Angeles. And the second free throw, good. Now the Clippers with it. They're on a 9-1 run. Leonard on the wing. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Williams has got 6 assists now in the game.
Well, I like what the defense tried to do. They crowded Kawhi, but he's just getting so creative near the basket.
Feeds to Carter, and stolen by Harrell. Knocked loose. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And the whistle blows as the basket counts. And a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. The Bulls have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. Young's checked in for the Bulls.
One shot.
That free throw good from Best. Here's Williams. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Pass to George. Over Levine. The shot by George, no good.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
He gets it in there. And that's now 9 points for Zach LaVine.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players, Kevin, playing today can do.
Leonard the pass to George. And he banks in the layup. George has got 14.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
LaVine finds White. To the middle. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Marcus Morris picks one up there. Here's Jackson. Pass to Shamet. Carter pulls it in.
And his lateral quickness really allows him to stay in front of the shooter there and challenge the shot.
Talk about versatility on offense a lot, but how about on defense? And he takes pride in making an impact down there.
Satoransky runs the point with LaVine at the 2. Then it's Wendell Carter, and it's Best in at the power forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And it's Carter missing. Clippers leading by 19 points. Here's Jackson. Here's Harrell. Knocked away. Stolen by Satoransky. Here's LaVine. Softly drops in the floater.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Swiped it away. Pass to Hutchison. The shot's good on the assist by Satoransky.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Now, here's Shamet. Not a lot of room. And the pass to Zubats. 5 to shoot. Shoots the 3. Rejected by Best. Inside. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And a chance now to take a look at the schedule for the Chicago Bulls. On Monday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then on Wednesday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards.
And in that matchup with the Pistons, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him. We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Best. Back to LaVine. 5 on the clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here.
Well, if he wants to make the defense work, he's got to start knocking down the threes. Only one so far in this game for him, and none since halftime.
They grabbed their own miss. Bulls trail by 17. Out to the wing. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's Best. LaVine passes to Best. Back to LaVine. The second chance effort. Made that one. It's his 7th of the contest. 7 for 15 from the floor.
so aggressive once he gets high. Love how Levine stays after it when he gets it going.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And that one falls for Jackson.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Zubats.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Chicago calls timeout. If you were commissioner, Brent, of the NBA, would you add or alter any rules right now?
Wow. First of all, I think you get to fly on a really nice plane wherever you're going, and you get to go to any game you want to.
Yeah.
So sign me up
with
for that job.
courtside seats, by the way, too.
Add or alter any NBA rules. I think the game is in a pretty good place right now, Kevin. And there's not much that I think is out there for us to change.
It seems like All-Star Weekend and the length of the season seems to be two pretty prominent things that continually come.
Yeah, and as far as the question, I guess my head was going to things that are on the floor.
I was thinking that too, but I couldn't think of anything that really...
On the floor, it's tough to figure out something that could be adjusted. And I know Adam Silver and David Stern before him, all of their concern mostly is about
the game,
the optics of the game.
Yes.
And right now, it's in a pretty good spot.
It's very pleasing to watch, there's no doubt. Pass to Hutchison. Here's Best. Six on the shot clock to the inside. And the rejection by Harrell.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
That shot misses. Bulls trail by 19. Here's Best. He feeds it to Carter. Inside. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Harrell. Down low, Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
Here's Best, covered by Morris. Best passes to Carter. Leonard with the steal. He kicks to Jackson. Passes to Morris. Little high post. Now Jackson. When it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait. That's
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. Let's rewind.
Can we delete that? He's been terrific tonight, and with a little help from the other guys on the floor, they might be able to turn this game around.
Kicks to George. Another possession, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's Best. Here's Carter. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Now catching the lead pass at full speed, terrific anticipation, and the delivery, Kevin, on time, on target.
Jackson with the bounce pass. Leonard the pass to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
And when he's aggressive, watch out. Morris finishing through the contact, now going to the line to try and add one more. And a breakthrough season for Marcus Morris in 2018 and 19. Career highs almost across the board.
Here's Best, covered by Morris. Here's White, and the rejection by Harrell. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Carter, the pass to Best. Out to White, takes a three. Some solid defense there from Jackson. You know, Greg, the Celtics are encouraging their players to take mental health just as seriously as their physical health. Marcus Morris brave enough to say that helped him a lot.
I mean, the Morris twins growing up in the hard streets of Philly. I mean, a lot to overcome, but by getting some help, that's exactly what Marcus is doing.
And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Jackson. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 6 assists here tonight.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Best, covered by Morris. To the middle, and stolen by Harrell. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Jackson has the open look, sinks the triple. Jackson's got 7 points for the quarter.
And Jackson has become a reliable three-point shooter. That's a shot you got to respect.
Best passes to Carter. George with no one around. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Pass to Best. To the paint to stop the run. And the rejection by Harrell.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Chicago has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And the rejection by Harrell. So George with the ball. So the Clippers winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brett and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
Ready to do this? I'm ready. What's up, bro? You wanna? No, I'll I don't shy away from pressure or big expectations. So it feels good that people, think me that way. I think of myself that way too. If you're not trying to be one of the best players in this league, then I don't know what you're doing out there.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. My man Shea is a warrior.
Yeah. Do you think you've done enough to be an all-star?
I don't think I'm not an all-star. There's a lot of good players in this league, so who knows what's going to happen. But I do consider myself to be part of that upper tier,
Well, great stuff as always, Jay. Thanks so much for joining us.
No problemo.
All right, I think it's time to...
Thanks.
Really strong play from Che recently, but I want to talk about something I like to call perspective.
Okay, say it with me, everyone.